Right, let's continue with more Elder Scrolls Online. Let's go into the prison, and hopefully we're going to be causing a lot of chaos in there.
Quality and variety. Come see for yourself.
Oh great, we're going to be trespassing, so we're going to be attacked by the first person who sees us. Let's go. Yeah, we'll leave the attack innocence option off. Brave Little Scrib song. Our Dark Elf children's song. There's a Cormo we all know, who's as bold as any Dunmer. You can see by torchbugs glow, Little Scrib such a wonder. Play, play, life's an adventure. Run, run, as fast as you dare. Sing, sing, imagine the pleasure. Everything's fun when you don't have a care. Mean old torchbug full of tricks, his voice crackling like fire. Advice his shares conflicts, sending Little Scrib into trouble dire. Play, play, life's an adventure. Run, run, as fast as you dare. Sing, sing, imagine the pleasure. Everything's fun when you don't have a care. Brave Little Scrib with a heart so pure, always in search of adventure. She says maybe tomorrow. He says, if you insist, but that treasure you'll miss. Play, play, life's an adventure. Run, run, as fast as you dare. Sing, sing, imagine the pleasure. Everything's fun when you don't have... What did you guys do? Yeah, okay, we cannot attack innocents. We cannot read this now. We're trespassing, so... I think we're just gonna let our pets deal with this, guys.
My friend, I see Constable Gretka found you. Please, forgive me if I don't stand up. The Marshal's henchman broke my knees as soon as I arrived. It's good to meet you, face to face. I wish it was under better circumstances.
So you're the Scarlet Judge?
One of them. The people of Vardenfell see the Judge as one immortal guardian. But in truth, many warriors have taken up the cowl. I was just the most recent. These knees, though. I fear my heroics are at an end. It's time to pass on the mantle.
To who?
To you, of course. Don't act so surprised. You've proven to be a capable warrior and a friend to the downtrodden and oppressed. Vardenfell needs a Scarlet Judge. I can think of no one worthier. Unfortunately, my regalia is no longer here.
Where's your costume now?
Warden Libo, the prisoner's overseer, took it as a trophy. While they were interrogating me, I heard him mention a hunting trip to Lake Canabia. Find Libo and you'll find the Judge's regalia. Once you don the cowl, seek out Constable Gretka.
Do you think you can walk? I could try to get you out of here.
A doughty and heroic escape. Usually I'd jump at the opportunity, but no, friend. Dragging a cripple out of here only increases the chance you'll be captured. Your mission is too important. So long as I'm here, Hlaalu's guard remains down.
Okay, very well. Will you be alright in the meantime?
There will be more torture, no doubt. I'm not so foolish as to think I can keep silent forever. But I'm certain I can hold out until you retrieve my regalia and deal with Hlaalu. I will survive. You focus on finishing this fight.
So you're not the first Scarlet Judge, then?
I am not. To the people of Vardenfell, the Scarlet Judge is legendary, supernatural. He can appear anywhere at any time, or even many places at once. They think it wizardry. Of course, the truth is far simpler.
So there's more than one person dressed as a Scarlet Judge, then?
Exactly. We're a small and diffuse group. When age or injury prove too much for us, we pass on the mantle. The legendary Avona Ulas mentored me. She protected the people of Morrowind for over 40 years. We battled together for 12.
Where is Avona now? Do you think she could help?
Sadly, she passed on years ago. A poisoned blade. It was a very dark time. But as she lay there dying, she charged me with protecting the helpless, just as I charge you now. The Scarlet Judge fights on.
That's good to know. We'll take up the mantle and wear it with pride. Okay. Now, we need to find Warden Libel's hunting camp. We're not able to attack innocents. That option is set to off. That option is set to on, actually, stopping us from attacking innocents. So, we'll not be able to respond in kind to anybody who attacks us, except that our pets can fight back. The Vardak Experiment by Magister Varkanal Talvani Mage. What have I done? It was but a simple experiment, a transmutation of features, a brand new fauna to bring to Vvardenfell. And what did I create for perhaps the first time in my career? I wish I had failed. What sort of Talvani Mage am I to say such a thing? I made the immediate decision to destroy my creation. Yes, it was not inherently evil or dangerous, or any of the traits normally associated with regrettable experiments, but it haunted me with its unnatural form, its protruding head, its fusion of scales and fur. I knew I had to destroy it. My deep sense of curiosity was my downfall. My mind was made up to undo what I had done, but I was too vain to let my experiment be destroyed before setting up at least the most basic of tests. I was in the middle of one when my darling little girl burst into my office with her daily demand for sweets. How this creature entrapped my daughter I will never know, but she was immediately besotted by it. She took that vile thing in her arms and began to coo. Its revolting tongue stretched from its snout and rubbed against her arm. Rather than cry out in horror, she simply laughed and said, "Oh father, what a cute little beastie. Whatever is it called?" I had no choice but to think of a name. She demanded it as a pet, and I could not say no to those sweet crimson eyes. But I refused to agree to her newest request, a family for the horrid thing. One of these creatures living within the world is horrible enough, but at least I did not create an immortal. Master Scalytail's death will be the end to his species, mark my words. Never will I allow my beloved Vvardenfell to be overrun by creatures so revoltingly cute. The best part about having pets is this guy tried to attack us while we were reading a book, and they dealt with him. Alright, so let's just head out and continue. Okay. We have a bounty of 207, but we need to find... we need to find Warden Libel's hunting camp. So the Scarlet Judge is truly a Batman of sorts, like I said. Caped Crusader, fighting in the shadows, passes on the mantle when it is time. I'm hoping we probably get a title from completing this quest. What is this? Okay, it's blocked off. I'm hoping we get a title from completing this quest. It will be nice to have that added. Wait a minute, I think we need to... let's look at our character. Come on. Okay. Yeah, we need to... I need to find a provisioning station so we can make some more provisions as soon as possible. Mirandus discovered. Because we're out of provisions. At this point, I'm thinking maybe I'm just gonna use one that increases only my, no, we need both Magicka and Stamina. We need both of those. We need both of those. But we also need to find any rubidite ore we can get, because we need to create armor. Let's see, completed. Find Warden Limos. Collect the Scarlet Judge's regalia. We're gonna have to kill you alone? Oh, here's the Warden. Sweet. First, we'll take out the assistant.
Bigger game today.
Wait, did we lose our clan fair? Let's get the judge's regalia. Okay, don the Scarlet Judge's regalia and talk to Constable Greta. So we're gonna have to go to inventory, supplies. No. What is the horn of the chieftain? An ox horn elaborately inscribed with the Colovian style of ancient Highlands prayer. Okay, we need to go to appearance and use the Scarlet Judge. Not my favorite appearance.
Halt, fetcher! You're just another lowlife fetcher who broke the law and got caught. Now you have to pay.
It's just 184 gold. Stop crowing.
Fine. Now get your stink away from me.
If it was 1,084 gold, maybe you'd have a point. And at that point, surely we're not paying it. We're just gonna run.
Now there's a sight for sore eyes. The Scarlet Judge returns. You wear it well. Better than Melar even. But don't tell him I said that.
Well, Melar refused to leave the prison. He urged me to defeat Hlaalu as the judge.
Shaw's bones, he's a stubborn one. Well, let's make sure he doesn't suffer in vain, hey? Hlaaru's gotten sloppy since Melar's capture. A combination of paranoia and misguided relief, I guess. She's making mistakes. Now's the time to act.
What's our next move?
I did some snooping of my own while you were gone. According to Constable Kren, Hlaalu ordered Inanius Egg Mine sealed today. Bet you a pint that Hlaaru's meeting with her plantation allies in that mine. She's probably carrying your evidence too.
How do I get into the mine?
The front gates are barred from the inside, but there's an old service door near the back. It just so happens Dradini had a spare key to sell. Sneak in the back of the mine and recover that evidence. I'll meet you out front, ready to arrest Hlaalu.
Alright, I'll retrieve the evidence and meet you at the mine entrance. Okay. Enter Inanius Egg Mine. not the way down. Okay, so retrieve evidence of collusion, retrieve evidence of false arrest, retrieve slave testimony. 3 things we have to do. Karek, I understand your desire for pump service, but you have to understand these things take time. I can't just arrest every... Yeah, we read this one. We read that letter where he talks about he needs to be patient and that they will send him the best and strongest prisoners. Letter to Marshal Hlaalu. Esteemed Marshal, the last group of prisoners you sent me to work. Yep, we read this one as well. Slave testimony. Testimony of Biendil, Breton laborer. Claims she was falsely arrested for murdering a beggar soon after arriving in Suran. Insists she murdered no one. Also claims the guards at Orano Plantation bit a red guard slave to death when he grew too weak to work. Yeah, we talked to all these people. So now we need to find Marshal Hlaalu.
These delays are unacceptable. How could you be so clumsy?
With respect, I wasn't the one who left an incriminating note on my dresser, Relossi.
This bickering accomplishes nothing. The Scarlet Judge is in prison, yes? The issue is well in hand.
You are mistaken. One of my informants saw the judge prowling the streets just this morning.
Malek's jawbone. You said you captured him. You said you broke his legs.
What if he's not really a man? What if he's a vampire?
He's not a vampire. Stop sniveling.
Okay, where are they?
You can smear my honor, I'll have your head.
Let's see, confront Marshal Hlaalu. This is where she's supposed to be, but she's not here.
These delays are... What's this? They found us! Run!
Think you can smear my honor? I'll have your head.
Yep, we froze her up. And she's now Ash. Okay, so we need to give the evidence to Constable Greta.
We caught these 3 trying to slip away. Should have seen their faces. It's a big risk arresting Suran's most powerful landowners. I'm hoping you've got the evidence to make it worthwhile. Where's Marshal Hlaalu?
Well, she's dead, but here's the evidence that proves she colluded with the plantation owners.
Resisted, eh? I had a feeling it might go that way. Hlaalu was happy to send other people to prison, but going herself, that rattled her knees. It's a shame she won't live to see the inside of a cell, but these three will, for at least a while.
So what happens now?
With Hlaalu dead, command falls to the senior officer. For now, that's me. I'll send constables out to the plantations to liberate the slaves. In the meantime, I've got to take this evidence to House Redderin.
What about our mutual friend?
Oh, Mellar. Well, I took a hard look at the evidence. Far as I can tell, this was just one big misunderstanding. Kren and I released him just before we set out. You'll find him in town nursing his wounds, no doubt. You should speak with him.
We'll do that. So talk to Mellar Sardis, the former Scarlet Judge.
Can't you see I'm
He's supposed to be here somewhere. Okay, there he is. I thought they broke your knees. How are you able to walk?
Greetings, my friend. You cut quite the dashing figure in my old regalia. Another spectacular victory for the Scarlet Judge, eh? We'll miss donning the cowl, but it does me good to know that my final adventure helped liberate the people of Suran.
So you plan to retire?
Yes, but I do so knowing that the legacy of the Scarlet Judge is in good hands. We Dark Elves are beset on all sides by greed and scheming malice. I fought it all my life, but now it falls to you. Keep up the work. Be the hero Vvardenfell needs.
Alright, so we'll receive the Scarlet Necklace and the regalia of the Scarlet Judge.
Ah, look there. The fruits of your labor.
Okay, we've completed, and we
Stay
have
in
this...
line and keep those mouths shut, Switz, or I'll throw you in prison without your clothes.
Yep, we got the regalia of the Scarlet Judge. But we're not gonna be donning that.
It's good to see you alive, my friend. Oh, very good.
Indeed. Forgive me for not getting up.
Don't take this as an excuse. You're walking again, or else.
Alright, that's done. Alright, now we have this quest here, nothing to sneeze at. We need to talk to Menaldinian, or read Menaldinian's advertisement as an optional step, which is right here. I think we'll do that. Sufferers of ailments, both great and small. Do you struggle under the yoke of mysterious aches? Do you suffer from nagging injury or constant malaise? Rejoice, for Menaldinian, Master Wizard and Surgeon Extraordinaire, has arrived in the town of Suran. Seek relief in our well-furnished clinic. Let the full power of the arcane arts, deftly wielded by a seasoned sorcerer, detect and diagnose those persistent ailments and afflictions. Your reliance on useless hedge wizardry and alchemical nonsense is a thing of the past. No more vile teas or revolting elixirs. No more chewed distillations of dubious origin. Just the precise and practiced wizardry you and your family deserve. Stop by for a reasonably priced consultation. Yeah, and impatient me is getting bored with our costume, so don't be surprised to see us donning a new costume soon. Our armor is broken as well, so we need to find a merchant and kind of a work to fix that. Here's Menaldinian.
Yes, I suppose you've come for a consultation. What is it? Unsightly warts? Poor eyesight? Flat feet, perhaps?
I'm here to talk about the town alchemist, Tilanra.
You poor thing. Did one of her bizarre herbal cures cause worse pains than it cured? Honestly, I've given some thought to drafting a letter to the Archmage of the Guild. These herbalists and hedge witches really need some proper training.
So you don't practice any alchemy here?
Of course not! Wait, are you another one of these bark-munching herbal apologists? Telenra's teas are not remedies. I'm sure she makes a delicious marinade and some very fine scented lotions for the ladies, but I'd hardly call that medicine.
Do you think there's any value in herbalism at all?
None. Now, see here, if she sent you to fish for an apology, she won't get it. I'll not apologize for the truth. Alchemy is a peasant science. Sheer quackery! Now go, and take this silly book with you. I'm sick of it cluttering up my shelf.
Talk to Telenrub first. Let's read through his bookshelves here. We've read the Orc Song, The Onus of Ogma. This will be their last lore book we read for this video. By Frastus Elenir. Being a primer for the young student on a mortal's obligation to record his or her life story, presented in the form of quotations from the classics. All Tamrielics recognize the duty to memorialize the events of our lives, a duty placed upon us by the divines at the beginning of time. The worst ancient reference we have to this journaling onus comes from the Ald'ruhn, the great origin saga of the elves, which quotes the god Xerxes, scribe to Uriel. As ye are true children of the Et Ada, thou shalt honor us by honoring thy own lives. For in each of you is housed the divine spark, and thus the record of thy actions is a sacred duty. Keep therefore each and every one of you an Ogma and an ever-scriven roll, which shall memorize thy brief lives. Thus, in at least this way, shalt thy spark be immortal. In the late Merethic, the Nord culture hero Ysgramor developed a runic alphabet based on Elvish principles, which enabled the written transcription of the Atmoran speech. Ysgramor's first work in this new form of writing was a chronicle of his own life and its events, making Ysgramor the first human historian. Here's a quotation from the great hero himself as recorded in Songs of the Return, Volume 1. Then, though I did feel a great ire against the perfidious elves, and desired nothing more than to hie me hence to Ylfuk and take a ship back to Tamriel, where I could try the edge of Wuthrad against their all too many necks, yet I had beheld daring my captivity that the wily elves possessed much learning and knowledge, though they put it to ends both vile and dishonorable, and I bethought me that to defeat the elves and scour them from land, it would be well if men also did wield such wisdoms. Therefore I strung long launcher with the woeful bowstring and sought the marshes of the east, where dwelt Fadolsta, the great snow goose, and I slew her with a hawk-fetched dart and plucked of her a great quill, which I used to write down my speech as I had seen the elves do. And I vowed that henceforth all men would record their ideas and thoughts, just as Shor carved a record of his victory over Snag into the side of the shivering glacier. And in this way would the best ways of killing elves be preserved. This obligation was ratified again in the time of Saint Elysir and the founding of the Empire of Cyrodiil. The demigod Morihos, the first breath of man, kept a chronicle that has come down to us as the Aldabala. One of its first precepts is on the recording of all that haps. Quote, Then Morihos snorted and spake fiercely against the non-scriptionists, saying, Are then the deeds of the Parvan to be forgotten by the men henceforth? Are the crimes of the Salish to be erased so that the 7 pretexts for mayhem shall seem all unjustified? Nay, by Akatosh, nay, by the Dragon of Duration who gave us time, so that the events could unfold in their sequence and thus be recalled as they happen. Never shall your ilk prevent our people from recording their tales, as did the overweening Seliarsh in the late torment epoch. And he did smite their heads from their shoulders, and their gore fell as swords on stones, recording their several demises. End of quote. So, students, do not groan and complain of the burden, carping and cavilling when your parents and teachers ask if you have written today in your journal, because to do so is a right for which your ancestors paid in blood. Interesting. Alright, we're about half an hour in, so we're gonna take a break. We'll be right back with more Elder Scrolls Online.